Bart discovered his homework had been eaten by the dog, who even threw up a piece of it. Just then, the school bus arrived. Bart got dressed and raced downstairs, but the bus doors closed right before he reached them. He had no choice but to walk to school alone in the rain. As soon as he got there, the dark clouds parted to reveal a rainbow. During recess, he tried to get the girls' attention, but he split his pants wide open.
Stop looking at me now.
In the afternoon, the teacher was taking the class on a field trip to the chocolate factory. Bart panicked. He'd left his permission slip at home. He had to stay at school all by himself. Bart leaned against the window, watching everyone board the bus. That's when Principal Skinner pulled out a box of envelopes. Bart's task, lick and seal them one by one. His tongue broke out in blisters.
Can I go now?
What?
Can I go now?
So Skinner finally agreed to let him go home a minute early. As soon as Bart stepped out of school, the sky opened up with a downpour. A car splashed him from head to toe, and his skateboard wheels broke right then and there. He tumbled straight into a basement bar.
What next? Uh-oh.
Bart had no idea it was a gang's hangout. Anthony told him to pick a horse to test his luck.
Eat my shorts.
Eat my shorts. Okay, let's see. Hey, wait a minute, you little punk. Eat my shorts is in the 5th race. I said the 3rd race.
Don't have a cow.
Don't have a cow in the 3rd. Put a deuce on him.
The horse race broadcast started soon, and surprisingly, Bart guessed the winner correctly. Anthony was impressed and asked him to mix a cocktail.
I'm not sure.
Bart went to the counter, checked the ingredients list, and randomly mixed some stuff together before topping it off with a cherry. To everyone's shock, the gang thought it tasted amazing.
Well, superb.
After that, Bart became the gang's bartender and earned tons of tips. But when Marge was washing his pants, she found out his secret. Soon, Chief Wiggum showed up at Anthony's place, asking about the hijacked cigarette truck. Anthony played dumb and offered the chief a cocktail made by Bart.
I'm still gonna put you away, you know. Good for you.
By then, Bart's room was stacked with cigarettes. Homer mistook them for Bart's and thought he'd started smoking, planning to punish him. The misunderstanding was cleared up only when the delivery guy came to pick up the cigarettes.
Son, I'll never doubt you again.
The news reported the gang's hijacking of the cigarette truck, and that's when Bart realized he'd been working for a gang. To thank Bart for his help, Anthony gave him a gift.
Thanks. Hey, are you guys crooks?
But, is it wrong to steal a loaf of bread to feed your starving family?
No.
Well, suppose you got a large starving family. Is it wrong to steal a truckload of bread to feed them? Enjoy your gift.
Superb.
Bart put on a suit and swaggered into the kitchen, acting just like a gangster. Marge and Homer discussed stopping him, and she noticed a pizza truck had been parked across the street for 2 weeks.
How long does it take to deliver a pizza?
Looks like our cover's blown. Let's roll.
Homer went to the gang's hangout. Anthony sweet-talked him and let him win a bunch of chips on purpose. When Homer got home, he told Marge Anthony was running a legitimate business.
More stink lines, boys.
What's this? What are you boys doing?
You didn't see nothing. Now beat it.
Meanwhile, Anthony gathered gang leaders from all over the neighborhood to taste Bart's cocktails, but Bart was late, so Anthony had one of his guys make a drink instead. The leaders were disappointed after tasting it and left. Bart arrived shortly after.
You lousy Skinner.
You are late for work.
Of course I'm late for work. How can I be on time when Principal Skinner keeps me after school?
This guy Skinner causing you trouble?
He sure is, Patroon.
Perhaps we should go to meet and greet this individual. Come on, boys.
Anthony took his guys to the school and kidnapped Principal Skinner right away. In class, the teacher informed everyone that Principal Skinner was missing. News of Skinner's disappearance spread quickly through Springfield. The police department deployed all its officers to search for him. Even a fortune teller joined the effort. The students discussed where Skinner might be. Some said he was buried under the parking lot, others that he'd been ground into hamburger meat.
I heard Bart and Skinner killed by gangsters. That's not true. It's just a rumor. You're engaged in speculation. I know the law. You can't prove anything.
That night, Bart had a terrible nightmare. In it, Skinner emerged from underground. Bart ran for his life, only to see Skinner's face underwater, accusing him of being the one who killed him. Bart went to Anthony and asked if he'd killed Principal Skinner. Just then, the chief kicked the door open, intending to arrest Anthony for Skinner's murder.
Don't play dumb with me. Come on, boys.
Bart was thrown in jail and charged with first-degree murder. Marge and Homer got him a lawyer, hoping to reduce his sentence.
I'll be defending you on the charge of murder 1. Wow, even if I lose, I'll be famous.
In court, the gang tried to get off the hook by painting Bart as their leader, claiming all the illegal activities were his idea, just as the judge was about to sentence Bart to death.
Principal Skinner.
I thought he was dead.
Skinner showed up and told the truth. He hadn't been kidnapped by Anthony. While cleaning up old newspapers at home, he'd accidentally been knocked unconscious by a pile of them. The police hadn't found him even after searching his house.
I'm in here! Well, let's go. Okay, Chief.
He'd made a makeshift rocket out of discarded cigars, using baking soda and lemon juice as fuel. The rocket, tied to a rope, got stuck on a ceiling beam. He held onto a vacuum cleaner, and the rope pulled him to safety.
That's my courageous story.
In the end, the judge dismissed the charges against Bart. Anthony asked for Bart's forgiveness, but Bart didn't want to go down the gangster path. He said goodbye to Anthony. Homer heard sinister laughter coming from Apu's storeroom. He walked over and opened the door, only to witness a shocking scene. Apu was getting intimate with another woman. Homer covered his mouth to stifle any sound, then quietly backed away. He kept walking backward as if rewinding through his own life, maintaining this posture all the way home. Lying in bed, the image he had witnessed kept replaying in his mind. Marge was startled awake by Homer. She could tell immediately that something was wrong with him. Marge was certain something big must have happened. Homer remained silent, but Marge channeled her inner detective and saw right through to the truth just by reading his expression.
Apu is having an affair?
Homer and Marge's first instinct was to keep this secret, since the truth would be devastating to Apu and Manjula's relationship. Marge pulled out the video from Apu's wedding. She felt heartbroken for Manjula. The couple had been so in love when they got married. How had things come to this? Marge decided they had to do something to save Apu's marriage, so she sent Homer to talk to him.
He already knows.
Homer wanted to tell Krusty first, because Krusty was hilarious and his reaction would surely be comedy gold.
Apu is cheating.
That's sad. All those kids.
I think he's building to something.
Homer met up with Apu at the bar. After round of drinks, he still couldn't bring himself to say it. Homer tried every metaphor he could think of to hint at the situation, but Apu had no idea what he was talking about.
Homie, it's 11 at night. Have you told him yet?
Finally, Homer just came out and told him everything he had seen. Apu was filled with remorse and shame. He felt like complete scum, but he had no idea what to do. Marge suggested he cut things off with the squishy girl immediately. So the next morning, when the squishy girl came to make a delivery, Apu was about to set things straight with her. But she pulled out a few licorice sticks and used her nimble tongue to twist them into a message. Apu was rendered speechless. Night fell. Apu, who was usually eager to fulfill his marital duties, went straight to sleep. This puzzled Manjula.
Nothing. How can you even accuse me of repeated infidelity? I'm so angry I could fall asleep. Completely innocent.
The next day, she pulled up the store's surveillance footage. It was like stumbling onto a premium channel, and the leading man was her own husband.
Oh, Apu, scratch and win.
That's good adultery.
Apu buried his face in his hands and apologized repeatedly, but his belated apology felt cheap. Manjula pointed to the door and told Apu to get out. Marge wanted to do something to save their marriage. She came up with an idea: invite both Apu and Manjula over for dinner without telling either one that the other would be there. Then she would help them reminisce about the good old days of their romance, and maybe they could get through this crisis.
Yeah! Because if they don't...
That evening, both of them came over for dinner. The atmosphere had hit rock bottom, so the kids dressed up as Ganesha and appeared before everyone, guiding the two devotees toward reconciliation. But due to poor coordination, they tumbled off their pedestal. Manjula was even more furious after seeing this. She shoved the divorce papers at Apu. It seemed this marriage was beyond saving. Just then, someone delivering a cake knocked on the window.
We didn't order that. Can I lick your fingers? Meet me at the mail slot.
The next day, Manjula went to see a divorce lawyer. She wanted to know how to divide their assets and custody of their 8 children. The divorce lawyer sensed another big payday coming his way and gleefully jumped onto his desk and started dancing. Watching the lawyer dance reminded Manjula of Apu. She realized her feelings for him were still there, and she couldn't bring herself to go through with the divorce. So she turned around and went home to think of another solution. She didn't want her marriage to fall apart, but she also didn't want Apu to think she was a pushover. Marge mentioned that whenever Homer messed up, she would usually make a list of ways for him to atone, then tear it up and mix it into his food.
All right, we will write a list.
At the Golden Banana?
No.
Meanwhile, Apu was about to hang himself. Before dying, he carefully checked what he would be reincarnated as in his next life. After getting a fairly decent result, he was about to go through with it when Manjula suddenly burst in. Dying is easy, which is why it's not enough to atone. Living is hard. That's the true path to redemption. Manjula handed Apu a list of atonement tasks. Once he completed everything on it, she would forgive him. The tasks on the list weren't exactly easy, because they were meant to prove how determined he was to save his marriage. But they weren't impossible either, because Manjula genuinely wanted to work things out. Apu finally completed the last task. Just then, Homer reminded him there was still one more: eating a light bulb.
Oh, thank you very much, you big fat blabbermouth. Sorry. It's been a rough month.
Here you go. Don't worry, I soaked it in the toilet to soften it up.
Apu finally made it back home. He and Manjula lay in bed with what felt like a galaxy between them. They were as awkward as strangers meeting for the first time. Although Manjula had forgiven Apu, there was still a barrier between them. They pretended to be intimate, fooling themselves but shocking everyone else.
Near, 2, 3, 4, and thrust, and grab yourself right there. Now let's go and flirt. You call that a flirt? I'm not melting.
Bart's boy band Party Posse made their debut with their first performance at Springfield Elementary. Bart and his bandmates had transformed from nobodies into heartthrobs.
I saw you last night at the spelling bee. I knew right then that it was L-U-V.
The four peaked right at their debut. They not only had their own private dressing room, but also got to meet their idols, NSYNC.
Word.
NSYNC had seen the news about Party Posse's debut and came specifically to cheer them on.
Word.
They brought practical gifts for the boys, stubble dye and a stun gun. Bart was curious about what the stun gun was for. NSYNC explained it was to keep fans out of the way.
Word.
They couldn't stay long because their alarm reminded them that their outfits were getting outdated.
Word.
Party Posse became a nationwide sensation, and their albums kept multiplying. In their latest music video, aside from the four boys singing, a meaningless backing vocal kept appearing.
Even at New Year's! You gotta love that crazy chorus.
What does it mean?
It doesn't mean anything. It's like Ramalama Ding Dong or Give Peace a Chance.
Lisa felt something was off about the video, so she went back to her room and replayed it.
Ivan et Miage. They keep saying that. Wait, what was that? Uncle Sam? Let me play this backwards. Join the Navy. Join the Navy. They're recruiting people with subliminal messages.
Lisa walked to the window and asked Otto where he was going. Otto wasn't sure himself, but he wanted to join the Navy. Lisa warned him that he'd been brainwashed.
Yeah, probably. Ivan et Miage.
Lisa tracked down Bart's manager and told him about the government using subliminal messages for military recruitment. LT Smash thought her idea was crazy, but the tattoo on his arm gave him away. Then the fan blew open his shirt, revealing an I Love the Navy tattoo.
Lieutenant Smash.
Yeah, that's right. Lieutenant LT Smash.
With his cover blown, LT told Lisa that the Navy had been using celebrities for recruitment all along, including Elvis and many other superstars. Lisa didn't understand why subliminal messages were necessary.
It's a three-pronged attack. Subliminal, liminal, and superliminal.
Superliminal?
I'll show you. Hey, you! Join the Navy! Yeah, all right. I'm in. Well, now that you know, Lisa, I'm afraid I can't let you leave. Oh.
Lisa told Homer and Marge about this, but they didn't believe her. They thought it was just Lisa's jealousy acting up. Together, they attended Bart's concert on an aircraft carrier. Everyone was absorbed in Party Posse's music, completely oblivious to the subliminal messages.
Everybody blow up!
That's it. Protect the country.
At that moment, the commander found the lieutenant. The government had unanimously decided to terminate the Party Posse project because a news magazine had obtained scandals about the four boys. Once the article was published, not only would no one join the Navy, people might even start leaving. The lieutenant disagreed with his decision. The commander pulled out a gun and shut off the boys' vocal processors.
Let's march all day and clean latrines all night.
Don't bust me down! Let's re-up tonight! Let's re-up tonight!
The lieutenant immediately grabbed the gun away, furiously accusing the commander of ruining everything. He then pulled a lever to start the carrier and set it moving away from the port at maximum speed. Fans who discovered their idols were lip-syncing jumped into the sea to escape.
So, what songs did I miss?
Dad, LT's gone crazy!
Yeah, that's the look.
No one knew what the lieutenant was planning next. The carrier passed the Statue of Liberty and soon arrived in front of the magazine's building. That was the lieutenant's target. They wanted to stop the lieutenant, but they needed an ultimate song. Just then, NSYNC arrived on a speedboat. They said they had a way to stop the lieutenant.
Word.
About time.
NSYNC handed Bart the lyrics they'd written. Everyone was stunned by the sharp lyrics. It would be a shame to waste such a great song without choreography.
Thrust, spin, turn. Pivot, pout, jiggy. Jiggy, robot, do-si-do. And close with a matrix. Oh! Word.
Nelson didn't want to do the gliding arm cross move. Milhouse thought the dance was too silly.
Come on, guys. We've only got a few minutes. Uh-oh.
Everybody okay?
Yeah,
I'm fine. I actually feel better.
The lieutenant was arrested by the police, but he had no regrets. At least he'd prevented the scandal from being exposed. NSYNC took over for Party Posse, urging the audience to join the Navy to avoid a Godzilla attack.
We signed JC up yesterday. What?